Hi guys, we're back. Welcome to It Is What It Is with Van. I'm Van. I'm 29 now. I know, the last episode, I was 28, and here we are now. So crazy things have happened. I can't say I'm any different yet. I've been 29 for a whole week. All I can say is I was definitely very hungover. They get worse with age, and I had a lot of fun in Joshua Tree. Had a birthday weekend with my pals, and it was great. It was so hot though. I think all of us wanted to faint at some point that weekend, but it was a good time. All right, I've been 29 for over a week now, and I would love to say that I'm a new person, but so far not. And that brings me in today's episode is red flags in men. I mean, honestly, just in humans, but they just, when they're men, they really get me. So I think last episode was like me reflecting on myself and what I learned and the good, the bad, the ugly, all of that. This week's episode, I'm reflecting on others. I think I did enough work on myself. I think it's time to reflect on others, see what the red flags are in men, and just, yeah, why not? Women, feel free to add to this. Feel free to DM me. I can make a part 2, part 3, part 4. We know the list could go on and on. Men, go ahead, tell us the red flags in women. We know we got them. Or tell me if you do these things. And if you do, maybe this will be your sign to stop. Because we do see it as red flags, you know? Once again, I'm just here to help the people. So I made a list. I kind of had to stop because I got to 16. And that felt a little excessive, but also not really at all. I'm thinking maybe I can give you guys one red flag of myself within this episode. So I guess just stay tuned to see what that one red flag is. Who knows when I'll pop it in there. But other than that one red flag, I think I'm pretty perfect. Yeah, as a Virgo, as a Latina mommy, as a woman. Yeah, I only have one red flag, which is so crazy. I know, it's really crazy. But it's like, here I am standing right in front of you. So you have to believe it. Okay, it's funny because I was thinking of these red flags, and my friend, I was asking her, I was like, what are some like red flags that really stick out to you in men? And she goes, I don't know, I'm colorblind. I said, sis, that's why I'm making it. Because I feel like we have all, like, this list comes from men that I have dated and then learned to never date them again because they did either one of these or all of them. You know, sometimes I really hit the jackpot, and it's because I was so colorblind before. That's the issue. Is we're colorblind, and as sweet little women, we're like, wow, we just want to see the best in them, and it's okay if he does that. He does XYZ. No one is perfect, except these are non-negotiable. Okay? These, just know if they do this. Okay, now that you guys are buckled, you have your pen, you have your paper, you're ready to giggle or ready to be offended. Either way, I'm here, and we're going to get into it, okay? These are red flags in men. For me, okay? And if you disagree, well, good. Then we settled that, and now we won't have to ever have an interaction, okay? Okay. Some of these are more silly goofy. Some of these are, I'm dead serious, you know? It's a fine line. We'll start off lighthearted, okay? And I have my pen in case I think of more and so I can cross off. Okay. Men that wear skinny jeans and flip-flops. That is a sin. Go to jail, and I mean that with my chest. Or, honestly, maybe worse, skinny jeans and Crocs. Go. Get out of my face. Nope, I don't care. I don't care. Go away. Disgusting. No. Men, I don't want to see your pants gripping at your calves. Those poor puppies are begging to be released. Stop it with the skinny jeans. Stop. Oh. Skinny jean with a flip-flop? Are you kidding me? Now, this is where I show growth, because before I would say flip-flops, period. It didn't matter what you were wearing it with, just men with flip-flops. Immediate ick, red flag, go to jail. But I've grown, okay? Sure, boys, you can wear flip-flops to the beach. Whatever, right? Like, I don't know. I just prefer, like, slides or just not to see your dogs at all. But, you know, I've grown. I went to Italy. I saw the men there wearing their flip-flops, and it didn't make me want to throw up. Granted, I think that's just because Italian men, but something about American man with a flip-flop is, like, so horrendous. But I've grown. Whatever. Wear your flip-flops, okay? Everyone hates me when I say that I hate a man in flip-flops. If you're going to pair that with a skinny jean, go to jail. I do not care. Go to jail. Men, do not wear flip-flops with your don't wear skinny jeans, don't wear flip-flops, don't wear Crocs. I don't care. Or wear them. We're just not for each other, okay? It gets me heated every time, but that's a combo we will never know. You will never catch me with a man wearing skinny jeans and flip-flops. And if you do, you know I am not there. Okay, lights are on, nobody's home, because that, I would never do that. Okay. Another one. This one is also just like, what are you doing? If my partner does not open my car door for me, or just doors in general, you see, I've had like completely two different spectrums of this. I've had the man that would not let me touch a door. And at first I was like, well, you are so weird. Like, I'm independent. I can get my own door. And then I just kind of like got very like, oh, that's so sweet of you. And I grew up with a dad that did that for my mom. And I grew up with a dad that did that for me. You know what I mean? He'd always come on the side, open both doors for my mom and for or the house door or the restaurant or whatever. And it was just always like, you're just a sweet gentleman. Like, that's so kind of you. Thank you. Then I had relationships like that where like, except like, again, it was an extreme, so it's a red flag still, but he would like get mad at me if I tried to open a door, and I'm like, okay, I can do it, I just would prefer if you do it. And then I've had men that I've dated where they're like, why would I open a door for you? You have a hand. And I'm like, you're missing the point. It's just like to be a gentleman, to be kind, to like show her you care. You want to open the car door for her and like make sure she gets in, okay? Just like you should watch me get inside my house. That's another red flag. If a man like dropping you off at home doesn't sit and wait and make sure that you got into your house safely, leave his ass. Break up with him. Never go on another date with him. He does not care about your well-being. I don't care if it's 2 steps. Someone can snatch me in those 2 steps. Are you kidding me? Fragile. I'm fragile. So just all of that, like that little realm, just like little things that show that he's a gentleman and thoughtful and kind and cares about your well-being. Just like red flag if they don't do the street rule, where it's like they stand on the side of traffic. And I've said that to men that I'm like gone on a date with before, and I've been like, wow, you aren't standing on the side of traffic. And they're like, oh, what? If a car crashes, you want me to get hit and die? Yeah, that's the point of the street rule. Did I stutter? Yes, I would prefer you to get hit than me. Stand on the side of the street where the cars are, and I will be on the safer side. Why do I have to explain that? So those are red flags for me, okay? If he's not opening my door, if he's not watching to make sure I get inside my house safely, if he's not walking on the traffic side of the street, little things like that. We want a gentleman. We want kindness. We want you to care for us, okay? Thank you. Red flags. Okay, this one gets a little, jump scare deep, but let's just get out of the way. If he votes for Trump, bye. Do I need to say more? Okay, we waited. No. And if I do need to say more, we're different crowds. We're different people. Okay, I'm happy we got that out of the way. Yeah, and I've said this before, actually, on a podcast, and they were like, what? Like, that doesn't, who they vote for doesn't determine how they are as people and this and that, and da-da-da. Yeah, maybe in the past, and get me, I'm not a political person. I'm not this, I'm not that. We're not going to get into this, but we're going to keep it at, no. I will not be dating a Trumpy. Those men scare me. If you don't care about my rights, bye. Okay, we're not even going to get into that. It's self-explanatory. Another red flag is love bombing. If he's obsessed with you the second he meets you, and I kept doing this because I was like, I would be obsessed with me too. I didn't know it was love bombing. I just thought you had good taste. But it turns out they're love bombing. You can't be obsessed with me if you just met me. I mean, see, this is where I get into the sticky situation, because I'm like, yeah, totally. Why wouldn't you be obsessed with me? But it's a lesson I've learned time and time again. The love bombing lasts for about 3 to 6 months, and then you're left in the dust, and they are completely a different person. So I had to learn that one the hard way. But yeah, ladies, I know that we're amazing, and that like, who wouldn't be obsessed with us? But I think if they're obsessed with us from like the first like hour. And let me give you some little tips on things you can look for. If within the first hour they are like trying to plan a future with you, if they are just yes men, like just every single thing that you're saying, which I think that was a big one that I started to realize. I was like, oh, okay, you're just saying anything so that like I like you, and you don't want to disagree with me, and you like want to make sure they're all on the same page on every single thing. No, that's love bombing. Love bombing, excessive gifts, over the top, trying to swoon you. It is really hard though, because it is such a fine line of like, oh, well, when you just meet someone and you click, and like when you know. But then there's, you can tell, like when it's someone that you probably wouldn't really, not your vibe, but like, oh, they're doing all these amazing things. Yeah, it's probably because they can pick up that you're not that into them, and they're love bombing you so that you will be into them. Not good. Not good. You know, it's like, you shouldn't be so obsessed with me if you don't even know my last name. Like, let's actually get to know each other before you decide that you are like so about me. Yeah, I think this one just kind of comes from trial and error, which I have done plenty of. I've dated the men that are not love bombing at all, and I'm like, do you like me? And then I've dated the men that are love bombed to a T and got me. They got me. They fooled me. I became their girlfriend. And then like 6 months after it, it's like, oh, wait, who are you? Do you like me? And it's like, oh, you were just hyper fixated on me and obsessed with the idea of getting me to like you, so you love bombed me, and now you just don't care anymore. So be very careful. I think it's really funny because I've definitely met people this summer where, all right, they almost got me. They almost got me with the love bombing. So I was like, oh, wow, this is amazing. They like me, like, da-da-da. And then I was like, oh, no, these are just like things that you say to every single woman. Like, if I'm meeting you for the first time and the first night you're telling me, I want to make your dreams come true. I just want to give you the perfect life. I just want to support you in whatever you do. Like, thank you, all kind things. But like, I met you an hour ago, sir. Like, I will come back here and we'll travel every single summer, and I'll take you here, I'll take you there, I'll buy you whatever you want. Oh, like, if he's trying to impress you with his money. And I mean, I know girls that eat that shit up. I mean, like, get your bag, get whatever gifts you want to get. But like, just know that's not your man, and that he's doing that to everyone. And then when he gets tired of it, he's on to the next. So men that love bomb, red flag. I say don't even waste your time on it, you know? Okay. Oof. Once again, experience here. Men that vape. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for you. It's embarrassing for them. If they're walking around with a highlighter and a charger, they have to have a charger pack. Oh my God, the ick that I would get. The ick that you can get when you are sleeping next to a man, you guys wake up. Ah, such a cute moment. And they're like shuffling. Where'd you put my vape? Where'd you put my, like it's up my ass or something. I don't know where your vape is. Oh my God. The amount of times that they would like freak out. It's just like, okay, you can go. You can go. A man that vapes, absolutely not. If you're like throwing shit and like getting angry and you can't find, what? How do you not find it? How do you lose that thing? It is a giant ass, bright ass highlighter that probably smells like passion fruit or some shit. Like, oh my God, it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. I'm just thinking back to like men that I've dated that just like have their vape, and it's just like that. Nothing is sexy about it. Nothing is sexy about it. If you're gonna smoke, if you want nicotine, be a real man and get a cigarette. Jesus Christ, what are we doing? Get a lighter, get a cigarette. Like, if we're gonna get cancer, get it in style. Stop vaping. Stop it. It's embarrassing. Stop. Oh my God. I just can go on and on about all the icks and times that I'd be like, Savannah, you're choosing this. You're actively choosing this. And then just like get like fruit punch smoke in your face. And you're like, I mean, it smells nice, but at what cost? At what cost? Stop dating men that vape. Oh my God. And seeing it in their pocket. No. Like, just grow up. Get a cigarette. Also, men that vape and they think that it's better than like just smoking or doing other things. Like, nobody. You're still addicted. You're addicted to nicotine. Call it what it is. Go buy a pack. Let's grow up. God, stop. Stop with the vapes. I mean, stop with all of it. And like the patch, like, oh my God, go away. Anyways, men with, do you like this anticipation? Men with messy rooms, or say it's clean, but they only have like one pillow. Just the lack of care. Like, if you don't even care to buy 2 pillows, what makes you think that he's going to care about you? You know what I'm saying? Just a messy room. Just like, if you are going to have me over, I do not want to walk into your house and see shit all over your bedroom floor. Like, no personality in your room. 1 pillow. You don't have a comforter. We have a sheet. Like, no, I'm leaving. I don't need anything that bad. I will be leaving. And the amount of times that has happened where I'm like, oh, this guy seems like he has his shit together. He's really cool. Whatever. Sure, I'll go to yours. What? Is this a jail cell? What is this? Why are we sleeping with 1 pillow that is like paper thin, and you have your navy blue stained sheets with stuff all over it? and like no, no, no. If they cannot care enough to buy a comforter, they're not going to care enough about getting you an anniversary gift. And I stand by that. Leave. If you can't put some like on the wall, or like care to show your personality, or like at least have a cozy space, I don't want to be there. That's not welcoming. Red flag. Red flag. Get out of there. And women, don't walk into it and think, oh wow, I could spruce it up, or let me put my taste on, or let me put my feminine touch on this, and no, he's a grown man. If he cannot get a comforter, if he cannot have a desk, if he can't put like some art on the wall, just a little something, care a little bit, want to make your place look nice, especially if you know you have someone coming over, red flag, leave. You don't need it that bad, I swear. Okay, this one is a huge one for me. It's a big one for me. All of these are big ones for me. A man, I don't know why I always have to explain this, but here we go. A man that follows a bunch of Instagram models or just randos, women on Instagram. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't trust you. The way I have had men cancel their flights fully because I've seen who they follow on Instagram. That's actually happened a couple times. I was thinking about it. Like, I'm so dead ass serious about this shit. I think it speaks volumes to see the kind of people that a man follows. I mean, that's also happened where I went through his following and then I was like, oh, you follow Trump and you follow babes of blah 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 that like love America and like are holding guns and like boobs out. It's just like, whoa, that's like a triple red flag. Immediately no, texted him and I was like, you can actually cancel your flight. I saw what I needed to see. He was like, well, I didn't even know I followed it. You didn't know. No. I think like a bunch of Instagram baddies, which I love them, pop off girl, but like, why are we following them? Or if you have like a dating app that has your Instagram in it and like you just follow like all the random girls from like dating apps and stuff, red flag. I honestly don't know what's worse is like following Instagram models that have a bunch of followers, or like you follow random girls that you just like randomly found that have like 200 followers. Either way, I don't want to see it. I don't trust it. I don't like it. And I stand by that. And I think it is very split. For me, I think that's a huge red flag. And I have girlfriends where same thing. They'll like start to like a guy and they're like, oh, let me check his following. And they see some weird shit that they follow and they're like, oh, cut it off immediately. I've had that, like literally have told people, don't come visit me. I don't want to see you. I'm not interested. And that's for like extreme, like the Trumpy thing, where I'm like, that just tells me so much. No. I've also had it where I have girlfriends, they are like, what, you check that? Yeah, I check that. And they're like, oh, I never even thought of that. Like, I don't know, whoever they follow is who they follow. I don't care. Could not be me. Wish it could be. Could not be me. I just think, boys, let me tell you why it's a red flag. Because I'm like, why do I have to explain it? But whatever, here we are. It's just like, if you're not, like, it's public knowledge. Like, anyone can go and see who you follow. And so to me, it's like, whoever you follow, you are letting the world know that that is what you're interested in. That is what you want to see. Like, you choose who you follow. It's so embarrassing to me. Like, the way that this is always a conversation with me and men that I've dated, and they're like, you're mean. Okay, bye. Cool. Because I've given them shit. I'm like, oh, you follow like 1,000 people and you have 400 followers. What? That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. You're following more than who even follow you. So that means you're just thirsty and following any pretty girl that you see and they're not even following you back. That's even worse. If you are following more people than are following you, and I get it, like if maybe you follow like a lot of celebrities or I don't know, cooking pages or something, but it's just, it shows what you're interested in. You're showing the public what you're interested in. You're showing what you collectively want on your feed. And if all you want on your feed is random ass women, or to be trying to get attention from women, or seeing all these hot random girls, I am not interested. I'm not interested. And boys, to your point, because I already know what you're going to say, because I've had this talk with many men, it's not that serious. Why does it matter? Oh, I followed all those girls when I was 16. Okay, lie. Lie to me some more. Liza Minnelli. But one, if it's not that serious, unfollow them. Delete your Instagram. I don't know. Two, we've all had Instagram since we were 16, buddy. You don't see me doing that. You go on Instagram every single day. You see that shit every single day. If you didn't want to follow it, you wouldn't be following it. End of discussion. Third, this whole like, it's not a big deal. It's not this, it's not that. I don't like it. Or like the classic, I like everything on my feed. I think it gets disrespectful, and where I come from, like if it's a man that I'm dating, is I don't want to be embarrassed by you. Anything that I can see, anyone else can see. And if you're in a relationship with me and you're out here following a bunch of random girls, or every time you go out to the club, you're meeting girls and you're following them, or this, that, and the other, you are then interacting with them. And not only do I have to see you interacting with a bunch of random women, other people see that. And you're showing other people that that is what you're interested in. And to me, that's embarrassing. You know, if it's like bikini pics and sexy pics and this and that, and right there is your name every single time, absolutely not. And like if you're a girl that's cool with that and you don't see that as a red flag, great, I do. And that's why it's a red flag for me, because like I don't want to. Why? You know what my perfect man would be? He wouldn't have a phone. He would have a flip phone. My perfect man has no social media. He doesn't know what it is. He doesn't know where it is. He has no TikTok. He has no Instagram. He doesn't have Facebook. He is at peace by himself. That's where he can be. Yeah, I don't know. It's a huge red flag to me on if they're following a bunch of random girls, if every time they go out, their following goes up. Like, I don't trust that. I don't trust what you're doing. Like, are you just going out and just meeting all these girls and you just want validation and sketch. Now, this is where I'll gift you with my one red flag. Are you ready? You're welcome. This is the only red flag I have, so tune in. Going based off of this, I will say my one red flag is I have really bad trust issues, clearly. Hello, I didn't know, that's not a newsflash to anyone, but especially with social media. And I think that's why this is such a huge thing for me. But also, I just know so many people that this is a huge thing for me. I think it's just like common sense. Like if you're in a relationship or if you're a gentleman, you don't just follow a bunch of half-naked women or just like try and get attention from all these randos. I think that's pretty norm. But for me, my red flag is I will clock this. Honestly, swear to God, I don't try to be this way. You think I like to be like this? No. You think I like to be an overthinker? No. I would rather not. I'd rather be cool. You know what I mean? But a thing about me is I remember everything. Blessing and a curse. But like, I will realize if your following goes up. That is not to say I'm like checking it every single day. I used to be like that. Okay? This is about transparency. I'm 29. We're growing. I would say when I was like 21, 22, oh, you better believe I was like checking that shit. I was on top of it. Now, I'm not like that because I've learned that I want inner peace. You know what I mean? I don't need to be checking that every day. But if it's like my friend asks to see pictures of you, or if I get a notification from you, I'm like, oh, I want to go to his page and like see him. And I notice like, oh, following up went up by like 15. What's happening? I notice that. Who, bitch, I sound like an owl. Who? I think I've followed like 3 new people in this whole year. And I don't know, maybe men just don't put as much thought to it, but all I can think is like, oh, you were out the clubs or so-and-so and you're following a bunch of girls. That's where my mind goes. And that is my red flag, okay? Trust issues. But I got here because of y'all. Men! And social media has ruined me. I know this is something I need to work on. I'm well aware of it. I try to just like, I have therapy tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like I'll figure it out. For me, it's this red flag of mine, I think stems from being cheated on. And because I do modeling as well, so I see it on like the receiving end of the girl that these random men follow. I am her, she is me. You know what I mean? And I'm not like a IG baddie or anything like that, but my Instagram is my modeling portfolio. And I think I get so icked out because I see men enter a relationship and they'll unfollow me. I mean, I don't notice that they unfollow me, but they'll unfollow me. And then like months later, I'll get a notification of so-and-so followed you. And I'll click and I'll be like, oh, wait, like he was already following me. What do you mean he unfollowed me and refollowed me? Go to his page. Oh, he had a girlfriend for 6 months. And she probably said, oh, you follow all these random girls. Who is that? Oh, you can't give me a logical reason. Unfollow her. And then you know what they do the second that they break up? Follow me again and slide in my DMs. That is why I have trust issues. Because I see the men's intention. I'm receiving it. I don't like that. I don't trust it. Even when they unfollow. The second they get out of the relationship, they're back in my likes, they're back in my DMs, or the amount of times that men that are in relationships will react to my story. Like they'll do a little heart or something because they know that that's not going to show up on their end of DMs and stuff. You're sneaky snake little men. And that is why I don't trust guys following all these random girls, because I know that you can do these little things that have no track record unless that other girl is going to like screenshot it and like send it to every girl. So it's just like, that's why I have such an issue with it, because I see how they are. Some of these men that'll do this shit or DM me or like it or whatever, I'll go to their page and they're like married with 3 kids and like look like the happiest couple ever. Sandy, you should be checking who he follows. And like, even then, if they do unfollow, the second that anything goes south, they go and they refollow all these girls. It's so icky. It's so icky. But anyways, I know that's a red flag of mine. I need to stop doing it, but I can't. And that is my only red flag, okay? And I'm not going to bring it up. You know, I'll notice it. I'll maybe call out the guy once or twice, but I'm not going to like sit there and be like, hey, I noticed this. Hey, I noticed that. Like, I'm well aware that like me noticing that is unhinged. Okay, I'm aware, but I'm sorry that I realize if your thing fucking skyrockets like a bunch of people, it's noticeable. Sorry, I remember everything. Anyways, that's my red flag, and I'm very well aware of it. We're working on it. We're getting to the root of it, which is trust issues and the fear that every man will just want to leave me for someone else, and the fact that men have cheated on me with Instagram people, and just I don't like it, and for the fact that I've seen how men are on the receiving end, and it's disgusting. Disgusting. I know you're not following these girls for their like funny jokes. Anyways, red flag. And to go on top of that, another huge red flag where I will literally tell a man to turn around and walk away the second I find this out. If he has Snapchat, go away. Go away. There's the door. What's that one? That one TikTok. There's the door. Yeah, that's me. Go. I have had men come up to me on the dance floor, this and that. What's your Snapchat? Turn around. Turn around. Literally turn around and go away. I am 29. If you are above the age of 20, which if you're in a club, you are, why do you have Snapchat? Why? Once again, I've dated men like this. Oh, it's because I talk to my sister that way. Weird. Oh, it's because... No. 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 Because guess what they do the second you guys break up? Get back on Snapchat. I wonder why. Nudes. That is the only reason you have Snapchat. Be a grown man and send them via text. If you're going to send them, go all the way out. If a man has Snapchat, get so far away from me. I do not want to date you. I don't want to date you. You and your Snapchat and the girls that you Snapchat from your long ass following list on Instagram can stay so far away from me. Get away from me. And you know what's funny? Going off of the Instagram thing, I just remembered one of my exes actually, because I've always voiced like, yeah, who you follow, it matters. And if it's a bunch of random Instagram girls, like, not cute. And one of my exes, because I was like, I've literally tried to like break up with them. Not break up, but like stop talking to them when we were in the talking phase. And he was like, I'll delete my Snapchat. I'll delete it. Deleted it in front of me. And I was like, the same one that got it back like a month after we broke up. But he also was following a bunch of random girls on Instagram. See, this is what I mean. It's like you listen to those red flags because look we're not together anymore. You want to know why? He wasn't into me. He wasn't into me anymore. Funny, after getting love bombed. Anyways, that same person like went through their following with me and like was like, I know this girl from so-and-so, and like try to explain the people that he followed and this and that. And then he would get to like a random ass Instagram model. And I'm like, oh, look at that. You liked her titty pic from 2 days ago. Oh, that feels so good for me on the receiving end. Like, and it didn't work out. So I stand by those red flags. If they follow a bunch of Instagram models or just a bunch of fucking randos on Instagram, and if they have Snapchat, leave them to do that. I don't need you to delete or this or that. If that's how you are, that's how you are. Goodbye. Okay, I'm so happy we figured that out. Moving on. Oh, actually, okay, this one goes great with the other ones that I just said. If he gets mad at you for wanting reassurance, that is such a red flag. I mean, obviously, if he's not just giving you the reassurance normally, like if you feel like you need to ask for reassurance, that's already not great. But again, we can have our own things that they're not even aware of, and you need reassurance for that. And if you're going to them and they get mad at you, if they get frustrated with you, if they try to like flip the script and get defensive, if we're getting defensive because I have an insecurity and I'm letting you know about it, never mind. Sorry I said anything. I'm actually going to walk myself out. Like if they're getting angry at you for being human and having concerns and you voicing those concerns, which I think is great, rather than just holding them in. Obviously, like me, be aware of your own insecurities and your own things as to why you get certain ways, and obviously don't bring up every little thing that doesn't need to be brought up, because then eventually you're just going to push them away. So again, self-reflecting, know what's worth bringing up, or if it's just a normal thing where you're like, hey, you haven't really called me beautiful lately and I kind of don't feel good about myself, which is something that I had to do a lot in my last relationship. And if it turns into like this angry defensive of like, oh, I don't like saying it, or oh, like I tell you enough, or like you should already know that, like classic line I'd always get, you should know you're beautiful. Like, aren't you independent? Don't you just feel good about yourself? Like, you shouldn't need a man to tell you, you're my boyfriend, I want you to tell me I'm pretty. If you can't give me that reassurance, goodbye. Also, like we said in my last episode, if you're having to ask for that, that's not your soulmate, so like just leave anyways. But that's a huge red flag. If they just get angry with you anytime you're like, oh babe, da-da-da. Obviously don't be saying shit to him every single day, but everyone needs some reassurance here and there. And maybe reflect on why your partner needs a reassurance. What are you not voicing to them or not making them feel heard or seen? Two-way street. But if they're getting angry at you for voicing that or for wanting some extra love, absolutely not. Go away. Red flag. Also, if he calls all of his exes crazy, or if he's like, if you guys are on a first date and exes get brought up, which not necessarily a first date kind of topic, but if it does happen and their first thing is to just like badmouth their ex and call them crazy or this or that, and like both ways, like if a girl does this about their ex as well, huge red flag. I don't care if it was horrible and they were crazy, try to deal with it with some respect, especially if you're on like a first, second, third date, and especially if they're saying all their exes were crazy. I don't know about that, bud. I don't know about that. Oh no. Are you following a bunch of Instagram models? Tell the truth. Were you Snapchatting? Tell the truth. What made her go crazy? It was probably you. Because I know that's how I ended up here. I know that's how I started having trust issues. So why is she crazy? So yeah, if they just are saying that they're crazy or just bad mouthing anyone that they've ever dated, one, it's like, oh, so you have bad taste. Actually, I take that back, because anyone I've dated, it's not gone well. But I would never go on a date and be like, this guy, blah, blah, blah. I'd just be like, yeah, he didn't work out. When it's like in reality, like, no, I have years of trauma and trust issues because every single man has just left me abruptly or cheated on me. But I won't say that. I'll just say that we weren't for each other, like a grown up. I'm not going to call them crazy. So yeah, if they're just like bad mouthing, no, red flag. Red flag. Let's be respectful. Unless it was something insane, then like, yeah, tell me the tea, but like wait till we're like boyfriend and girlfriend and we can like just open up and talk about everything. But until then, let's be kind, let's be respectful, let's be gentle about our past, and let's also not talk about that on dates. Yeah. Okay, this is a big one for me. And I think, again, it just, all these things, it could be looked at as like, oh, that's something small and random. But again, it's all deeper. You know what I mean? There's deeper things to it. And that's why they are red flags to me. So this one might seem silly, might seem goofy, but to me, huge thing. If they don't like dogs. What? You don't like dogs? Well, why? Like, I just can't think of a good reason why you wouldn't like dogs. Like, oh, you don't like the most loving creature on the planet? I don't trust you. Red flag. It doesn't mean they all have to have dogs. Doesn't mean every person you date has to have a dog. But you need to love them. Especially for me, if you are planning to ever date me. I have 2 children. Dogs. They are my world. I have one of my dogs tattooed on me. That's obviously the favorite out of the 2. And was also before I got my second one. But if you don't like dogs, I don't trust you. Like, you don't like to come home to someone worshiping you and loving you and ready to give you kisses and love. One, it's just never going to work with me. My dogs sleep with me every single night. My dogs are more important than any man, and I love them unconditionally. So like, if you don't like dogs, like, we just wouldn't work, and I don't trust you if you're not a dog lover. Self-explanatory. If you don't love dogs, you need to go away. Okay, this one is also a huge one. This goes into like dating, once again, your partner. Some of these are just for like shits and giggles. This one is so serious. If your partner is not your number one fan, red flag, dump him. Oh, I should have worn my dump him shirt today. Don't worry, there'll be plenty more. But yeah, if they're not your number one supporter, if they're not cheering you on, if they're not pushing you to grow and to be better and to do better and to actually go after your goals, dump them. Red flag. Red flag in men, red flag in women, just red flag in humans. If you're not hyping up the person that you are dating. I want you to be my number one fan. And trust me, I do a lot of shit, so there's a lot of room for you to be my number one fan, okay? Hype them up in their day job, hype them up in what they want to do as passion projects, hype them up and be their number one fan in if they dress up cute, like just to be like, oh, there's nothing for me to support them on, and like they hate their job. Like, no. Excuses. Hype them up. There is something to hype them up about. Hype them up about the way they did their hair, the way they did their makeup, what they're dressed. Like, that's what I mean. Just, I want my partner to be my number one fan in life. And they're just extra lucky that I also do a lot of projects that they can show their support into. I want you to be supporting my podcast. I want you to be supporting my modeling, my acting, freaking reposting my shit, sharing it. Like, they need to be your number one fan. And if someone doesn't want to be your number one fan, if someone wants to make you feel like shit about your ideas, if someone wants to judge you for your stuff, that is a red flag and shows insecurity on their end. Red flag. Hype people up. Like, even just red flag in friends. Like, if my friends aren't hyping me up or showing me support and love and challenging me and wanting me to grow, red flag in friends. Like, this is just an overall red flag. Okay? We need to be supporting each other. And if you're not, there's the door. Yeah, I think that's like a good little start. I mean, there will obviously be part 2, part 3, part 4. But these are just things that I see as walking red flags after years of being colorblind. And I feel pretty confident in all of these that they are red flags. I stand by them. I try not to do any of them. Actually, I don't think I do any of them. Other than my only one red flag, okay? Which I'm aware of it and I'm working on it. Yeah, I think we're off to a good start. So, men, if you do these, stop or keep going. I don't know. But don't come to me asking me why you're single if you do all of these. Hope you took good notes. Women, let me know. Also, I'll probably do another part because I know everyone's gonna be upset and I'm shitting on men. I'll do red flags in women. I'll do red flags in me. Well, equality. We all have red flags. I just think that for men, it's a little bit longer of a list for me. You know? But thank you guys for listening. I hope we can all giggle, be goofy, be silly. It is what it is. Okay? At the end of the day, it is what it is. If you do these red flags, maybe become self-aware. Maybe let's grow a little bit. You're welcome. Free therapy. Maybe stop doing them. And if you were offended by any of these red flags, it means you do them. Okay? So let's take a look in the mirror. Let's take a look in the mirror. Let's not get mad at me. Let's just take a look in the mirror. Let's question why we're 28 and still have Snapchat. Let's question why we're following a bunch of random girls if we are in a relationship or trying to be in a relationship. What are we doing that for? Do we need validation? Do we not like the person that we're with enough? Why do we need to be looking at all these random things? Why do we need to be liking half-naked women on Instagram? Let's reflect. Let's see why. Yeah? It's not her. It's you. It's not your girlfriend. It's not your girlfriend that's pissing you off and asking you to be respectful. That's a you problem. Why are we calling exes crazy? Why are we still vaping? You know what I mean? Like, let's reflect. Let's reflect. Last episode was all about me reflecting. Now this episode, guys, it's all about you reflecting. So thank you. All right, we'll probably now lose all male audience members. That is, bye. It's okay. It's okay. But anyways, thank you guys for listening. Silly, goofy moment. Red flags. Don't be a walking red one of them. And maybe we'll do some green flags next. Oh, that's fun. That'll give hope that there's good men out there. We can do a green flags one. Follow along on my socials. You can find it at It Is What It Is with Van on Instagram and TikTok. You can find my personal, Savannahmares. You can find my On the Street with Van. I have so many pages and I run all of them, and I would love if you follow along. That's where you will get the most updates. But until then, every Tuesday, me and you, and I will see you next week for who knows what. Okay, don't hate me. Bye.